Thank you for checking out Tea and a Buddy on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to Tea and a Buddy podcast. I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
And on today's episode, it's a follow-on from moving from the UK to the USA. This is moving back from the USA to the UK. And all the different fun things that go along with that. Visas and visa journeys and everything like that.
We only have personal experience with researching this topic.
Yes, we only researched this topic and it's
this.
basically the same sort of process.
Yeah.
Getting back, you'll get a family, you can get married to a British person, but there's a law that says he's got to earn, or she's got to earn £18,000 per annum or something, a minimum.
So we're looking at this, it's actually a Quora topic.
Yeah.
Because of the official gov.uk
Yeah.
website, you kind of have to put in
Information.
your situation, and then it'll tell you exactly what you need to get.
They go on a case-by-case basis.
Right. Which is helpful if you're actually looking to do this, but just to get general information is not so helpful because we'd have to go in and individually put in everything. But this Quora article is very helpful, although the information's a bit dated, I guess.
A little bit dated, yeah. I mean, with Brexit, everything's kind of in flux, and we don't know when Britain's going to leave the EU, the European Union.
Well, and apparently immigration law changes all the time.
It changes all the time. I mean, one day something could be illegal, the next day it could be legal. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, so this particular article that we looked at and we are looking at the time that this was written, these are the ways that you could move to the UK.
Assuming you weren't an EU citizen, because if you were an EU citizen, you can live and work. You could live and work in the UK freely, just with your passport.
Yeah, I do not understand the desire for Brexit because that's so nice. That doesn't exist anywhere else. That you can just kind of move around, but I guess that's the problem too. People don't like that as well.
There's
the fact that you can
just
move around country to country
yes.
and. Yeah, people have a problem with that. Whereas I think that that's really nice, because
you can move to a lot of countries. You can move to Germany, you can move to France, you can move to Spain,
Italy.
All them countries.
Yeah.
Belgium. And, it's kind of like Portugal. It's all, free to go to, It's you can just pick up sticks and go,
Yeah, and it's probably not going to be the case.
It's not going to be the case anymore. I mean, it still will be on continental Europe, but in Britain, no. It's going to be a change. It's going to be quite a change, I think. And I think people are going to be like, oh yeah, this was a mistake.
Oh, actually, why did we vote for this? Yeah, but yeah. Let's don't get political here.
Don't get political here, mate.
But yeah, so if you're an EU citizen at the moment, it's easy enough to move to Britain if you want to.
Yeah, you can just walk in.
Yeah. If you're an EU citizen and your spouse is from somewhere like India or China or Ukraine or somewhere that's not in the EU, that's okay too. Your spouse is still going to be allowed to go into Britain because you are an EU citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool,
I mean, really, you can obtain citizenship of any other EU country too, if your grandmother was German or,
right.
Italian.
Right.
Then you're in, It's
right.
the same.
Let's say you're American. Right, that's what you mean. If you're American, but your grandmother was from Germany,
was actually born there,
or Italy, or Portugal, or wherever, then you can apply for EU citizenship, and through EU citizenship, you can move to Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just so good.
Somebody we knew got an Italian passport and went to get an Italian passport and got into the UK on that because they had some. I remember that was a while back. I can't remember who it was, but they did it that way.
Yeah.
And
it's so good.
And of course, there's a right to abode in the UK too if you have a grandfather. I think it's not like great grandfather.
No,
It
it's
just
just
goes. It's just grandfather or parents who were born in the UK.
Yeah.
You've got a right to get a British passport.
Yeah. I wonder what about a sibling?
Like
your parents are American, let's say, but they were living in
I think
Britain
it's got to
for...
be a parent.
That sucks.
I'm not sure though.
That would suck to have like, oh, my brother was born in England, but my parents were born in America. I was born in America because they moved back to America by the time they had me.
Yeah.
But my brother is technically English if he wants to be, you know?
Well, yeah, if you were born in the UK, I think you automatically have the right to get a British passport, you know?
That's really interesting. If anyone out there knows the answer to that, let us know, because I'm really curious about
that. Yeah,
if you can,
if your sibling is a British citizen or something, can you obtain British citizenship?
Because actually, I know people who that is sort of the situation with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not technically, because their mother was British, but their father was American, but one of the boys was born in England, the other one was born in Australia. Oh, I'm not being accurate here, but it's the case where one was born one place and one was born in another place, you know. So, that's interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah. So they could have a plethora of passports.
Yeah. But if you're American and you don't have any connection to Europe and you don't have any connection to Britain, well, not recent
you'll have to get it through the other way. You can and that'll be like an intra-company transfer.
Yeah.
If you've got a job with a company that has holdings in the UK and they want to transfer you, that's fine. They can, you know.
You can find a lot of people. You
might qualify.
YouTube.
You have a lot of people on YouTube who have done that. You know, they've upped. You know, there's a job opening in England. Let's go live there for however long.
Yeah.
I mean, if you lose your job, then you have to leave, of course. But you know, it's still everything there. And of course, there's an exceptional person visa.
Yeah.
So if you're like an eminent like scientist or a literary figure,
or if you're
Paul McCartney, you can go and live there. You know, if you're someone of like, there's a visa class for you basically, and you've got to be prepared to prove it.
If you're someone well known,
and then it's just like
exceptional.
An exceptional person.
That's so wrong.
Are you an exceptional person? Yes, I am, and I can prove it by this little certificate here.
I mean, there was not a category on the American website that stated it like that, but I'm sure it's the same way here too. If you're Paul McCartney and you want to live in America, they're not going to say no, are they? You know,
well, no, be like, and it's also that's the tier 1 visa too. Skipping down to the bottom of this list, that's the tier 1 visa. You know, he's bought real estate over here and stuff, so it's like it's a shoe in. You know, you've got business holdings, and business interests over here. You know, it's
So explain a little bit better what the tier 1 visa
the tier 1 visa is. It basically allows you to buy your way into the UK. You know, if you've got 1 million in the bank or assets worth 2 million. Or if you're willing to invest in a UK business to the sum of anywhere between 50,000 and 200,000.
Yeah.
And that they're encouraging people to invest in tech startups and stuff now, you know. But, you know, if you invest in a British business, they'll give you a visa. The government will be like, oh, good, you're investing in the UK. That's, you know, that's fine. You
right.
know?
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
Makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Cash for visas. Which is basically what, you know, anyone, you know, you do have to pay for a visa, you know, it's not cheap.
No, it's not. Again, there's nowhere that I can remember in the American information that states a similar type of visa, but I'm sure it exists.
It exists, yeah, surely
because
it
that's
does.
how...
I mean, there's that thing in the US called the Green Card Lottery, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't know if that exists anymore, but
I don't know. I was kind of looking it up, and there is sort of things, you know, like the green, you know, 55,000 people each year get it or something, you know. So it's like every year, you know, and I there's no such thing in the UK really.
But I think that is for people that come from like communist countries, though.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them that want to leave that they can't just accept just everybody. So I think that maybe applies to that sort of situation, but it makes sense, this tier 1 visa, how you get all these like multi-millionaires just, oh yes, I have a house in the south of France,
in the south of France, house in
it's like,
America,
but you're American,
house
you're
in
not
Canada,
working,
you
just have
house
money.
in the UK,
Yeah, it's like, you're American, you only have money because of something you did in the past. You're not currently employed, let's say.
Yeah.
How did you get that house in the south of France? How you got this?
How you got this? Yes. Not currently employed, but I've got a lot of money, so,
Yeah.
If you've got a lot of money, you can pretty much get anything you kind of want,
Buy
really.
your way into
You can buy your way
anywhere.
into anywhere, really.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So, that's the thing. Get a lot of money and you're all right.
Yeah, so there you go. That's all you guys need to do. You people who don't want to marry someone to move to another country, don't want to be a student, you don't really have a job or whatever. Just become a millionaire, and then that's it.
You'll be all right. Become a multimillionaire and you'll be even better.
Yeah.
There's a general EU immigration law. This is, still...
This is going back to the EU.
going back to the EU thing. And you can go there, any other EU country. You can go to any other EU country, France, Germany, Spain, whatever, and work for 6 months. Then you can enter the UK legally via a loophole. And it's kind of used. It's successful with many couples with a non-EU spouse. So if I could do that.
So that's weird.
Who don't qualify for the official spouse visa anyway.
So what now? That's surely something that people who are
say like I was
are complaining about.
Maybe yes,
that
maybe
sounds like something that they would.
They're
about.
coming over here and they're doing it through the back door and whatever,
Okay, what? So like we could move to, let's say, Italy for
6 months and work there.
You could work there. I still wouldn't be allowed to work even in Italy.
Yes, and then I could
move me to Britain.
Basically.
No problem.
Well, apparently,
like that. I mean, again, guys, this is
it's
possibly dated information. Yeah, it may not.
And by
be
next year,
exactly
it's not going to be. If once Britain does leave the EU, it's going to change.
Yeah.
And people are worried about that. Whoever's settled there from the EU, they can apply on the settlement scheme, which is, it's basically applying to settle in the UK. And I wonder how many people are going to be denied and sent back.
Yeah.
Even if they've been working in the UK for 10 years or 20 years or whatever, or lived there all their lives even,
It sounds like if you lived there before Brexit was decided upon,
you're fine.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but coming now that it's already been
2 years
voted for, and I mean, even though nothing has changed yet, nothing's happened, I think that it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy, no.
And probably the other direction too, if you're British and living in Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
You're fine if you were already there before Brexit was voted for, but if you're if you've moved there in the last since Brexit was voted for.
I think the EU, general law, the EU immigration law is not going to change for continental Europe. You'll still be able to move freely within the borders.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just getting to the UK now.
You might have to, but if you've moved to Europe since Brexit was voted for, you might have to go back to Britain. I think is what it sounds like.
Yes. If you've moved there in the last 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it's been, 2016, I think, was the vote.
It seems like it was forever ago.
It's forever ago, and they've been talking about it. Article 50's been triggered, all this kind of stuff.
Hard Brexit,
hard
soft
Brexit, bollocks to Brexit, all that kind of stuff. It's just...
Brexit with mayonnaise,
Brexit means Brexit. And, of course, you can sign up as a student to come to the UK.
Yeah.
That's a student visa, and a lot of people do that. A lot of people get get student visas and come in.
I think if you're a single person and you just want to experience life somewhere else, that's probably the easiest way
Sign up to a university and
Yeah.
it's, accredited anyway.
Yeah. And then when you're in Britain, until Brexit happens, you can freely and easily travel around Europe as quickly as you possibly can.
That's the thing. I'm going to talking about Brexit all the time on this, but really, it doesn't affect anyone coming from America, really, because, it's the same, it's going to be the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any tighter immigration
rules
American, on that kind of thing, yeah. But it's like...
It'll still be...
It's just going to, leaving the EU, it's going to be harder in that respect for people to come and go from the UK. And that's what these Brexit hardliners did, it's like they think they're cutting off the border and, no Frenchies getting over here and all that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of like, no, it's not the same,
Yeah.
But No, I was looking at this, in 2012 the law was changed to specify that your British spouse now has to earn a minimum of 18,000.
No, we haven't gotten to that one yet. That's the last way. That's the last way to move to Britain. Yeah, to marry a British person, obviously.
Oh, yeah, the last way, yeah. Marry a Brit.
Yeah.
But, in 2012, the law was changed to specify that your British spouse now has to earn a minimum of £18,600 per annum.
Yeah.
Which is per year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more if you have kids. And they have to be able to sponsor your settlement themselves, appropriate living accommodation, pay your way until you get a job, and so on. As, the American will be ineligible for any benefits.
Yeah.
That's another problem with Brexit. It's like these people coming over here for benefits. It's just like they're coming from the EU,
Yeah.
It's just like many couples who don't succeed or qualify for this visa try the loophole route.
Yeah.
Which is going to an EU country and then coming back.
Yeah. When we were looking at options of what to do,
because at first it was kind of like we were going to move you to the UK.
Yeah, well, we weren't sure. We were just looking at which one was going to be.
We were going to box you up and move you to the UK.
And again, that was in 2010. So probably we started looking in 2009, I guess.
Yeah.
But even at that time, it was going to be much easier. I know I complained a lot about the process, the American process, in the previous podcast, if you heard that episode. Even though I complained a lot about moving Dominic here, it was going to be an even harder process for me to move to Britain.
It was gonna be a bit difficult because, appropriate living conditions and all that. I wasn't living in appropriate. I was living in a cardboard box back then. It was terrible.
Well,
eating rats.
At that time, he still had to have been earning. I can't remember how
20
much.
grand, something like that. It was something.
Well, no,
it was 18.
It was going to have been less than
something. I can't remember how much it was now, but yeah, it was.
But he had to be able to support himself and me, and I think. I could be way off on this, but I think it was something like I wasn't going to be allowed to work for something like 2 years.
You'd have to twiddle your thumbs every day and watch.
Maybe it was only 6 months.
Loose Women for 2 years.
Maybe I'm exaggerating.
Well, I went out to work.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, way over the top. But I seem to think it was like something outrageous, like 2 years.
It was something like that. Yeah.
And I was just like, what? And what am I going to be doing? And
you're going to be watching Piers Morgan every day.
And we had to be married for 2 years before. I don't know.
It was a bit of a convoluted type thing.
And then just looking at, okay, well, to get married over there, me not being British, the only options to get married at the time, we've looked this up now, and apparently it's very recently changed, and they're sort of like loosening up the rules in England and Wales.
Yeah.
But at the time, you could only get married in Britain or in England and Wales either in a registry office, registry,
Registrar, registry,
register,
yeah. It's the
whatever.
same thing, yeah. Registry office.
Yeah, or in a church.
Or in a church, yeah.
And either way, you had to live in the parish, the neighborhood, I guess,
yeah, the parish.
of that office or that church or whatever for like 6 months beforehand. Well, me being American, I couldn't live there for 6 months legally. I couldn't live in, I think I couldn't live there.
It was only like 3 months. Something. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No, it was something. Yeah, it was something like that. I couldn't live there. I don't know, because you had to get the visa and I don't know, all of this kind of stuff. So it was just like, what? And then there were all the fees attached to doing it like that. And I think in the registry office, whatever.
Registrar.
Sorry, British people.
Registry.
I think it was not that expensive to do it that way. Obviously, a church wedding is going to be a bit more because it's more formal more people.
The priest,
more people can
the
be there and everything.
Wine in, all that kind of stuff,
But those were the only two
Choir
options.
boys.
You couldn't just go, like in America, you can get married in your backyard. You can get married.
You can get married anywhere.
In a park.
As long as you have an officiant.
Yeah, like
and
you could get married.
Anyone who's signed up.
If one of us was sick, we could get married in the hospital if we wanted to. We could get married in an elevator. We could get married in a parking garage, like anywhere crazy you could think of. An amusement park, it's like you can literally get married anywhere as long as the place where you want to get married gives you permission to get married there.
Yeah, they're relaxing that now.
Yeah, apparently they've relaxed it now. So
I mean, in Scotland, they've already relaxed it. You can get married pretty much anywhere you want in Scotland.
So when I was
in England and Wales, it's still a little bit like it's got to be underneath a structure.
Yeah. You can get married outside, but it has to be underneath a structure.
Fixed structure that's accessible to the public.
Yes.
And it's got to be licensed to...
I don't know. I think that was the only, that was the alternative. That was you can get married outside now, but you've got to be
licensed
under
a structure.
So, like in a gazebo in a park, I guess?
In a gazebo in a park, yeah.
Yeah. You've got to have a
bandstand.
You've got to have a roof over your head for some reason. I don't understand.
But I think it's being relaxed now that...
They said, people are like demanding it, basically.
They're demanding. If they want to get married on the M25, they can get married on the M25.
Because even at the time when I was looking it up, you could go to Scotland and get married on a hilltop.
On a hilltop,
yeah.
In a pub, anywhere really. on the flat roof of a pub.
That was so shocking. That's very old fashioned. I mean, it's not surprising, I guess.
It's very old fashioned in Britain.
But it's super old fashioned. I couldn't believe that you literally were not allowed to get married in your own backyard if you wanted to.
No, your own backyard is your own backyard. No one should be getting married in your own backyard. Think of the badgers.
The foxes.
And the little foxes, the little urban foxes who come out.
But yeah, so with this information that we're reading, apparently by 2012, they got rid of the skilled worker visa.
Yeah, if you're a skilled worker, then,
So I don't know if they've reinstated that or not, but that's a bit crazy to see.
It's always in flux. With an election, it may all change.
Yeah. That's so...
If Labour get into power, it might, it might be different.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
It's just kind of... It's funny, because, I mean, that going back to that marriage thing,
Yeah.
Because I can imagine people wanted to get married at, I'm guessing like castles and stuff like that, like Leeds Castle, they'd be licensed for weddings.
I don't know. Nope. You can get married at castles in Ireland, I think, but not in England and Wales.
Yeah. That's another thing. If you're an Irish citizen, I think you'll be unaffected by Brexit.
Yeah.
I think you can come and go as you please. Still, even though the Republic of Ireland is in the EU. There's talking about the hard border between Northern Ireland and Ireland and all that, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be nice if someone could get married in the 100-acre wood with Winnie the Pooh and all his friends.
I mean, I can imagine people,
Which is A. Milne's house, which also belonged to Brian Jones. I don't know who it belongs to now.
I think maybe it's just something it might be like a place you can visit now.
Oh, is it? It's not an actual house anymore?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, that was the real 100-acre wood.
No, but this is getting off topic now.
Off topic now. We're talking about Winnie the Pooh. What's going on there?
Just a little bit off topic.
A little bit off topic. Talking about getting married in the 100-acre wood with Winnie the Pooh and all his friends.
Oh my god. No, but I imagine that it has everything to do with the internet and social media and all of that. British people talking to their American friends online who are able to get married in.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then them just going, oh, we have to go to the register office.
It's kind of
here.
Like, it's funny, because there's that, things like that happen all the time. It's like, oh, what? People in Britain don't do this. People in America don't do that. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the electric slide in Britain's called the candy dance.
Yeah.
It's always called the candy dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I really do think that talking to people from around the world makes people then in their own country, which they should. I think that's a good part of the internet and social media, because there's a lot of bad parts,
Well, yes, of course.
But I
there's
think
good things and there's bad.
But I think that's a good part. Makes people realize what's, kind of what they're missing out on in a way, and makes them demand change. And change is good, as long as it's change for the better, obviously. But yeah, I think we're pretty much done with this topic now. I think we are going to move to the UK tomorrow. Let us know if you have any questions. I mean, we're not going to be the best help.
We're not going to be the best help about moving to the UK.
Yeah.
Because we've had a couple of people on Instagram ask us.
We'll help you
and
research
we'll help you research it and everything, and and they're worried about Brexit and the effect and everything, and it's just, they're worried, should I move or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to be the greatest of help, but we'll help you.
Yeah, we'll help
We're here to help.
We'll help you where we can, anyway.
Where we can, we will help.
Yeah, we may not even be that much of help on moving to America at this point.
It was
so long.
It was
ago.
a long time ago now, almost 20 years, wasn't it?
No, not quite that long.
Oh, 10.
And I think I've mentally blocked it out of my.
It was a very stressful period.
Yeah. But anyway.
Let
us know your experiences if you've
moved. If you're an expat, tell us all about it.
Yeah. Let us know your experiences. You can do that on the website or in our Facebook group.
TinaButty.com.
Yeah, we are T-Butty, TEABUTTY on all social media. So that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a bonus entry to give these people, don't we? Yes.
Today's bonus entry into the British Snacks giveaway is going to be to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Leave us a review. I don't think we've got one yet.
I don't think anybody's reviewed our podcast.
We need reviews, people. We need a critics.
Yeah.
And reviewers.
iPodcasts.
Apple Podcasts, iPod, iTunes.
iTunes
it is. iTunes Podcasts. Spotify, if you can. I mean, but on Apple Podcasts is where this bonus entry is going to be.
The bonus entry. Leave us a
let us know. And
review our podcast. And
review.
Take a little screenshot, I guess.
Take a screenshot and send it to us on one of our social medias. Yeah. We'll be eternally grateful.
Yes, and we'll get you a bonus entry.
Get you a bonus entry into the giveaway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I think we're done here.
I think we're done here.
When you start repeating everything I'm saying.
When you start repeating everything I say.
Oh my God. Okay.
There's no echo in here, really.
thanks for listening. You can find us on all social media and reach out. Let us know how you're doing.
Okay. Let us know how you're doing. Yeah, we love to hear from you.
Yeah, we do. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.